So we're going to go over the skills that we have covered with Ms. Oakley, and um, this will give you one spot that you can go to and review everything, and then uh, see in one spot her repertoire. So this first exercise is called Relax on a Mat. Very good, and that's right there exactly what we're looking for. Is she comes over to the mat and then gives me a down and then rests her little chin down on the mat. This is the epitome of relaxation. We're calming, and um, she's working through very good those big emotions. So she's a super nervous little girl, and this is going to be a very crucial exercise for her, allowing her to work through her big emotions. So, for instance, with loose leash walking, she understands very clearly when we're inside that she needs to be positioned right next to you and knows exactly what she needs to do. However, when we get out into the front yard, she'll start pulling because she's just bolting around and just sprinting periodically because she gets nervous. So she'll hear someone slam a car door or something and will bolt, or will um, see someone walk out of their house and will bolt. And so she's super nervous when she gets outside. So what you're going to want to do is break out your mat, take her outside, leash her up, and just continue to expose her to all this different stuff so that she can relax when she sees what's going on. And basically, when your body is in a nice relaxed state, it's sending a signal to her brain that everything is okay. We can work through that. Everything's fine. Um, that's really how I'd like to see you utilize this exercise for her, is largely just introducing her to as much different stimulus as you're able when she's in this nice relaxed state. We remain silent. She knows as soon as we break out the mat that she comes on over and relaxes. Um, and so the cue is the mat. You can use any towel, any mat. You break it out when you're doing the exercise, and then uh, you scoop up the mat and you'll take the mat. She'll know that you're done with the exercise when you are finished. So you can do this one for 30 seconds to a few minutes at a time, and just keep it real fresh for her so she remembers she has the capacity to relax herself and calm herself down. And then the last piece is the reason that we don't give her any commands on this is that this not giving her commands is what allows her to work through this on her own accord and basically gain emotional intelligence, because she realizes I'm actually just putting myself this nice relaxed body posture completely on my own, and no one's just coaching me through it. So I could tell her, sit down, put the resting of the chin down, even on command. Have her go over to the mat on command. Just put everything on command, and it's not going to be as useful for her as realizing I have the capacity to calm myself down and relax when big emotions come my way. So again, remaining silent and allowing her to come over and work through this is really going to be the most crucial piece. Um, and again, just scoop it up when you're finished and let her know that we're done with this exercise. Um, and then also one other little tidbit is I like to treat her from the mat so that she gets used to everything coming from down low, and I don't want her to just be taking things from my hand. I don't want her to focus on me at all. I want her to be completely focused internally and really focused on how nice and relaxed she feels. So let's toss a treat off the mat here. Here you go, Oakley. Here you go. Give her a couple treats, and then we'll move on. So these next exercises are name games. So I simply want her to look at me when I say her name. This is a great precursor to recall and really every exercise. If we can get our pup's attention, it's the most challenging piece, really. So on this first one, I'm going to say, Oakley, drag a treat up towards my face, and then she's going to make some good eye contact. As soon as she does, I'm going to click her that moment. Then I'm going to do it without dragging the treat up towards my face. Oakley. Very good. Then I'm going to take a treat, toss it down on the ground. Here you go. Oakley. She's got to focus back into me, even though she's got that delicious treat down on the ground. And then I like to work on some recall. Oakley, come. Good. And Oakley has a tendency to do a thing where she'll come about 3-4 feet away. And so when she does recall, click when she gets all the way up to you to really indicate you haven't completed your mission until you are right up next to me. Oakley, come. Good girl. Very good. Another excellent exercise we've gone over is Oakley, touch. So she bumps my hand with her nose. We want her to be able to get position exactly where she needs to be. Touch. Simply by putting our hand there. So I use this for recall, actually. So she'll come up, doesn't go exactly where she needs to be. So I put my hand down, tell her touch. As well as loose leash walking, she's not exactly where she needs to be. Put my hand down, touch. And then she comes up and positions herself exactly. So she knows right where she needs to go. So it's a great attention getter when you're out in public. So it has your pup focus in and then position exactly where you need her to be. So has definitely some useful applications. Oakley, come. Good girl. Oakley, sit. Good girl. Oakley, down. Good girl. Oakley. Let's give you a second here. You got that one down? Okay. Oakley, stay. Free. Good girl. So on, I wanted to make a note on her sit. So when I told her sit, initially she was just going straight into a down. Everything was a down for her. So really differentiating between a sit and a down has been helpful. She's really curious one and really wants to try exactly what she, well, actually at this point, what she got here, what she knows and what she's comfortable with, which is a down. I always get a good response when I give you a down. And that's actually a really great default behavior. So any default behavior is what she's going to go to when she doesn't know what to do. So I actually really like that. She was giving me a down when she didn't know what to do. But definitely want to distinguish between that and a sit so that she can do both. So I'll just click when her butt hits the floor. And initially she would plop down into a down and I would lure her up, just hold the treat up over her until she went back into a sit. But she should be good with distinguishing between the two at this point, but that's something that did occur. And when we do our stay, at this point, I really want to make sure that she is positioned and stationary before I take off. So you can get her to sit or a down before you leave, or before you start moving away. And what I've done at this point is I'll just tell her stay, and she'll give me a sit or a down. So let's do it from a sit. So let's go over that real quick. So, Oakley, sit. Oakley, stay. Free. Good girl. So we tell her free when she's finished. We click and then we say free. So you're certainly welcome to just say free and let her know she's finished. And you could also, click and introduce whatever word is most applicable for you. And so it could be free, done. You can simply tell her come. But like free just means you're finished. You have completed your mission. I'm just going to tell you to do it down and then do a stay. Oakley, stay. Free. Good girl. And so you can continue to increase the distance and duration as well. A lot of times she would get a little nervous and excited and would have a hard time giving me a stay, but just remaining consistent. No click, no treat is really good information for her as well as a click and a treat. So if she screws up, she comes after you, it's fine. She just doesn't get a click and she'll say, oh darn it, I didn't quite do what I'm looking for or what you're looking for rather. So what do we need to do? and then you give her another shot. And then another thing is if she has any issues with any skills, you can always make it a little bit easier. And the two ways you can always do that are through distance and distraction. So do it from a closer distance and under less distraction. Oakley, come. Good. Next, let's go over her anti-jumping exercise. Oakley, space. Good girl. So you know she backs up there. So I just want her, when she's too close to me, to give me some space. And so if she just plops down or backs up if she's too close, that's perfect. I want about a 2-foot bubble around myself. So you can try some from the front, some from the side, some from behind. Let's try one from behind. Oakley, space. Good girl. Try one from the side. Oakley, space. Very good. Try one more from the front. Oakley, space. Good girl. So on this one, you can do it for yourself. You can also do it for a guest or someone that comes over to your house, tell them space, and she should be able to back up and give them some space. So she's done an excellent job, and her jumping is, curving, going down, 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 and so just remain consistent with her space. As soon as you're in an instance where she's going to be more prone to jumping up on you, then you'll tell her, Oakley, space. You found something distracting on the ground. So that's actually a no click, no treat. Good. Right there in that moment until she gave me what I was looking for. Good job, sweetie. We want to always wait until we've really accomplished our task. Another side note is that anytime she's doing something really good, really giving me a sit or a down, giving me any sort of calm behavior, you're more than welcome to give her a treat, give her some love, let her know that you really appreciate that. So next, let's go over her leave it. So I'm going to take some treats, put it in front of her face, and she's got to leave it. Leave it. Good girl. Good. Leave it. Good girl. So you'll notice like a real retraction. That's really what we're looking for. Leave it. Good. Good. Very good. Good. So next we're going to break out her leash. So this is an instance where she can be kind of excited and want to jump. And so we've actually worked space. We were off camera. Okay, that's fine. Open space. Good. But again, just primed for that instance where you know she's going to open space. Good. Want to jump up on you. And usually it's, very often, first thing when you come through the door, your pup will be really excited to see you, want to jump up on you so you can be prepared to show them space. I've noticed when we break out the leash, she gets super excited. So I'll show you what it looks like inside, and then we'll sign off and then show you loose leash walking outside, and I'll show you that in conjunction with the relax on the mat. But you'll notice here, she has a very good understanding that she needs to be positioned right by the side of my leg here, which is exactly what we're looking for. Nice work. So she's real clear on what we're looking for. You'll notice, I don't like this. She's like a little bit out ahead. So if she gets a couple feet out here, you can certainly feel free to treat her back behind your leg a little bit, and don't let her start to wheel up ahead. And be very clear. So I like to treat right by the side of my leg or slightly behind. This is acceptable. I really want to avoid starting to treat them up here. So I want my pup to be conditioned to be positioned right where they need to be. But you'll notice that she's doing a great job and has a clear understanding of exactly where she needs to be positioned. And you'll also notice when she gets outside, she has a much more difficult time. And it's not that she doesn't know where she needs to be, it's simply that she just gets really nervous. So it's going to be breaking through that nervousness, which is more of a behavior rather than a skill, and breaking through that emotional barrier. And so again, it'll be relaxed on a mat to help her to break through that. So when you're working inside, what's actually encouraged with your loose leash walking is to continue to reinforce that perfect positioning. You can just start to take an increased amount of paces. So I've taken about 5 paces here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then give her a click of a treat. And just start to cruise around more and more and more. And just really get her used to the fact that she needs to kind of stick with you regardless. It's really great. So she started coming up on my left-hand side. When you're inside, you've got some barriers. So I can simply position myself right here against the wall. She can't scoot up on the wrong side. And you can make things really easy for her. So that's one benefit of being inside is you can really make it clear, make it very clear to her exactly where she needs to be positioned. And then lastly, so like I was talking about before, if she was out in front here, we can simply go touch and get her positioned back where she needs to be. We always want slack in the leash. If we ever get tension in the leash, we stop. We never move forward when we have tension in the leash. And if she were out ahead, I call her name and she doesn't come back, or I put my hand down, she doesn't come back, we can simply change directions on her. And usually let's do a 180 and give her an opportunity to hit that spot and get used to following after me. So if she was out ahead here and we were walking, and it would just look like this, I would just go this way. Let's see, I'll toss a treat out ahead, which will really give you a little better demo. Here we go, sweetie. She's over here, so I turn and give her an opportunity to hit that spot right by the side of my leg. Sit. She's set. There we go. I actually wanted to give me a sit and then be positioned right where she needs to be. We're out ahead. Touch. Oh, we found some good. You didn't find that one before, huh? Touch. Good girl. That's what we're looking for. Good job. Yes. And this probably goes without saying, but lots and lots of physical affection. So giving her lots of pets. She's just really affection motivated. And so for her and I to bond and for her to relax, I know she just needed lots and lots of affection. It really helps her to calm down and realize that she's in a safe space just by giving her lots and lots of love. So also it's another great reinforcer for her. So I'll sign off here and then we will go out front and I'll show you what it looks like when we are in the great outdoors.